Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok, and feel free to text or leave me a voicemail at 702-551-4445. On with the show. Welcome to a bit of a different episode this week. I'm just going to start with this, though. The main topic is Keith Lee, but he's not here. I've reached out a couple times via DM and email, and Jennifer Gay, a.k.a. Vegas Starfish, was kind enough to email him as well because they've corresponded, but he's way too busy to answer. I can't even imagine what his inbox is like, not just from Vegas restaurants, but from national restaurants and everything in between. How do I explain this? It's kind of weird to not have the main topic or guest here, but he is the biggest news in Vegas social media, Vegas food social media. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, I think he's transcended that. I mean, right? There's other TikTokers making famous videos by copying his videos, right? He's become he's the first Vegas person to become like a TikTok, like a real TikTok celebrity where like everybody knows this guy.
Absolutely. And I think looking back, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, there'll be like before Keith and after Keith.
Sure.
In a lot of ways. He's really changed the game a lot, and it's been really amazing to watch. I mean, what a run. If you didn't recognize by the voice, I'm here with Brandon Johnson, a.k.a. Brandon from Vegas, an opinion that I value dearly, along with some of the owners that we're going to have featured, that Keith has featured on his insane TikTok, like Giuliano from 303 in the Cut, Yasser from Aroma, Sunny and Blue from Bleu Kitchen, to come talk about their experience since he's posted. Also, we'll have sound bites from Ule at Calabash, who Keith has posted 3 times and given their oxtail a 10 out of 10, which it is. And Chef Q from House of Dutch Pot, which is a great Jamaican spot over on Durango. So let's kind of get into it a little bit. I mean, yes, there have been a lot of restaurants that have been blown up by Vegas influencers. I mean, I could name a few. Unlocked, Talls, the Las Vegas Foodie, Starfish, Brandon. Hooked LV caused a 3-hour line at Amano for 3 straight months. I know that because I run their social media. This isn't a new thing, but this whole thing with Keith, what he's doing now, just feels like it's on a completely different level, right? Yeah. It's like he's become Vegas Foodie Jesus at this point, coming in like an angel that they don't even know is picking up food, bringing ridiculous amounts of business to the places he's, all that. And what has been your take, kind of, Brandon, on this so far?
Well, it's funny watching it because I caught on to him like early last year.
Yeah.
On one of my videos, someone was like, "Oh, Keith Lee, you should come try this." And I was like, "Who's this guy?" Turns out he's from Vegas. So I started following him, and I'm like, "Oh, he reviews some of the spots I like. This is cool." And one day I woke up, I opened my TikTok, and I saw Giuliano's cheesecake on the front page of my TikTok. And I said, "What the fuck just happened?" And I clicked on the video, and it had 20 million views. And I was like, this is nuts. Like, if my video blew up 1 million, 2 million views, I'm hype. I'm like, 20 million views, that's like if The Rock posted on TikTok, right? Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a hit. I didn't have to do nothing. I drive past Spring Mountain all the time. I made that turn on Spring Mountain, past Spring Mountain and Wynn, and I saw the 303 Cut in the Cut truck. And I said, wait, that can't be the line. That shit looked like 5 hours. And I knew then. I said, oh, whatever this kid posts, that's it. Like, his fans this isn't just like Vegas people showing up. People are coming from everywhere to try whatever this guy posts. And yeah, this has been a long time coming for this guy.
For sure. And I love that he's really put an amazing spotlight on on Vegas food, just Las Vegas in general.
Yeah.
I heard from a lot of owners. There's people coming in from Phoenix, Salt Lake City, all over the place, out of state, just to come for the food, which is unbelievable.
I know it's rambled on for a little bit, but
yeah.
That's always been what surprised me the most, is even on our end, it's not just people from Vegas coming to try the food. I was at Aroma yesterday, and some lady from Dallas, Texas was like, "Oh, I saw you on." I'm not gonna do a country accent. That's so rude. She was like, "I saw you on Facebook.
Yo.
I came all the way over here to, And I'm like, "Wait, people from Dallas are watching our TikToks?" But yeah, Vegas has become like a foodie epicenter.
Incredible. And then the reaction from the Vegas foodie community has been interesting. I don't know if it's insecurity or jealousy, but I've had several conversations with other foodies, and I think their initial reaction was kind of like shock.
Sure.
And they wish their posts had gone off that much. But, you know, social media doesn't reward time. It rewards the content and whenever that content comes out.
100%.
So fuck that.
100%. I see both sides of it, though. I mean, sure, like, I've talked to you about this. You have an open mind about it, too. It's like we've all worked really hard to build these brands where we've built the community's trust, right? Like, if I recommend a shitty restaurant too many times, people will stop watching. So we've all built these brands where we've highlighted restaurants over and over and over. And everyone and their mom over the past few weeks has received the Keith Lee bombardment, where you post a video and every other comment is just like, Keith Lee, tell me if this is correct. And it's like, whoa, more than one person is allowed to have a food opinion, you know? I think you use the word Jesus pretty, I don't know if you use it figuratively, but it's like literally true, where it's become like a religion, where if he posts there, no matter who else posted before, that's the review, period, in the story. And it has its positives and has its negatives too. But overall, I think it's good for the community.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are kind of taking those comments the wrong way, all the Keith Lee tags and all that, because honestly, they wouldn't have discovered our accounts had it not been for viewing Keith Lee's video. And for every one negative comment, there's probably 10 people that decided to follow you and didn't say anything.
Sure.
You know? So I think people just got to look at it that way, because I've always believed when one of the foodie accounts or any Vegas social media account that has success, I mean, we all have success because of that as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's the pro side.
Yeah.
The con side is, and I did make a video about this because I wanted to kind of get ahead of things.
I'm glad you talked about it.
Is like, I support what he does because he's bringing business to a city I love. My whole goal was to support small businesses, mom and pop stores, and try to bring them the business they deserve. And he's doing that. So on that part, I'm happy. But it's when people say, I won't eat here unless Keith posts. So it's like his whole idea is to bring business to mom and pops, and you're not going to give them business because he didn't. That's the downside. When it's not him, it's the people who follow him won't try somewhere unless he recommends it. Well, hey, he can't recommend every single spot on earth. We got hundreds of moms and pop stores, you know?
Yeah. But I think for the most part, like if people come and see if the Frankenstein's line is 3 hours long,
It's amazing.
they're going to look up another pizza place and hopefully support that instead.
Sure. Now, but there are a lot of people who they don't even, it's not about the place. It's about going to the place they saw on TikTok, right? The food is secondary at this point.
And what's really interesting are the stitches, and the people that have gone to Frankenstein's have also gone viral.
Yeah.
From Keith's post, which is really interesting because they want another firsthand opinion on the food.
But that's
So
good.
it's been
Again,
really
it brings even more business to the local community, which I love.
Yeah. Frankenstein's was really the perfect storm. I just saw the Inside Edition thing they did on Keith and Frankenstein's. He was on Influencers in the Wild, Bleacher Report. The list goes on and on. Yeah. Someone made a meme saying something along the lines of Keith has been carrying Vegas food TikTok for the last couple of months, and I'm not going to disagree with that. But Frankenstein's has 384K followers on TikTok on 9 posts up and 20K on IG. It's really hard to translate followers. It's really hard to translate followers from a restaurant post onto TikTok. I think it's easier on IG. It seems to be that way. So this is incredible.
Well, it's because TikTok is like, it's weird. I don't know if it's the age demographic or what it is, but on Instagram, it can't get enough food posts. My God, they can't. There's sometimes where I'm like, they don't want to see Johnny Mac's chicken wings again, and then I post it, and I look up, and it's like 300,000 views. I'm like, Jesus, they'll never get sick of chicken wings. Whereas on TikTok, there's stretches where people are just like, I don't feel like looking at food today.
Yeah, and I've said this in the past. It feels like Vegas food is kind of oversaturated in a bit, but Keith has proven that it's not, or maybe just the delivery, just the way he's doing it.
You nailed it 100%.
Right?
It's not about the food; it's about the story. He nailed the storytelling aspect of it. No one's going to Frankenstein's for pizza. They're going there to support a small business that was struggling, and they want to be a part of something that helps them out. So when you eat there, you feel good about yourself, and that's what they're hunting, and that's what he gives them. It's I don't know if he did it on accident or on purpose, but it's genius. It's absolutely genius.
Yeah. The one he just posted recently, Southern Taste Seafood, which is a random food truck on Flamingo and Bruce, was averaging 5 customers a day. I think in the last 24 hours, I assume right now he's completely slammed
Yes.
more than ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually excited to hear about that part from Giuliano. I want to hear what it's like from the food people side, where we're all like, yeah, good for you, and they're like, oh, I'm not prepared for 30,000 people showing up, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear that side of it. That part's really interesting.
Which is a great intro into Giuliano. Do you want to come up? So one big part of this episode for me was highlighting the owners that Keith has highlighted in his posts. 303 in the Cut is, arguably, if not the most popular food truck in town. Every time I pass by Spring Mountain, the line is insane. Mm-hmm. And so Keith kind of posted yours. The first post was early November?
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah. And then what has the results been like since he's posted? I mean, it's been 2 or 3 times, I think.
It's first off, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, I made that video, and the video did really well for me. Like you said, like when I make a video that gets like over 1 million, I'm always like super hype about it. And that one hit like 1.5 million real quick, and they kept tagging this guy in it, and I didn't know who he was, and so I looked at his page and I was like, oh, he's got like over 1 million followers, and I know because the few guys that I have had out of. You guys have a lot of followers, and you do make a difference. That's like you shine a light on us, and people show up because they follow you. I was like, oh, it'd be great to have him come, you know? And he came, and he did that video, and it would make sense that he already had 1 million followers, and that was a good start to a video anyways because it did so well on my page that it just blew up just on another level. So it has been, I'm super humbled. Like, you know, last year, this time, when we first opened, we've been open like 1.5 years now. Like, you know, we were making $20, $50 a night. And then before his video, we were doing well. We were doing really well. Like we were bustling and getting into it. And I had like really good thoughts about the future. And it was like, this concept was going to work. Like a gourmet drive-through, this is going to change the game of drive-through without a doubt. And then his video just propelled us. Like I feel like I was on a trajectory to get there anyways. But honestly, I thought it would take me like 3-5 years to get to the point where I wanted to go, you know? And he propelled that.
Yeah, he 10x'd it.
100%.
100x'd it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows?
You went from 5 years to 5 days.
Yeah.
So he posted, I mean, and usually with TikTok, even more than IG, the results are within 24 hours. And was it the same for you?
Yeah.
Did you know you were going to be slammed?
So I had a catering the night that he posted the video, and my phone wouldn't stop ringing because we have Bluetooth connected to my phone, and it just wouldn't stop ringing. But I'm in the middle of like a 200-person catering for the Culinary Institute, like so I was like, okay, I don't know what this is about. And my general manager, she was going to take her vacation time right that week, like she was doing the catering, and then she was going to have a week off, and it just wouldn't stop. And then I like listened to the voicemails and all that, and I talked to her. She's like, oh, we're going to be fucked. Like, we need to get it together. So, like, we scrambled, and we knew. But then we didn't even realize because I had 2 employees at the time. And I'm thinking the line, like, so, like, when you posted a video, we got traction from that, right? Talls has posted multiple videos.
Gone off.
Traction for that.
Yeah.
Your video did super well for us. Hook's video did really well for us. And we could see the surge from that kind of thing. So I was anticipating like, oh, this is gonna be cool. Like we're busy anyway, so this on top of it, we're gonna be cracking. Like this is gonna be awesome. Bro, I did not expect the line to be 100 people deep before I opened.
How many employees you got now?
10. Now I got 10.
10?
Yeah.
From 2 to 10. That is the effect. That is crazy.
Yeah, and it's a scramble, you know, and it's like I have the mindset of like you have to be prepared. If these people are going to come out and wait in line 2 hours, I can't say I ran out of cheesecake. I can't. So I have to figure it out. So like I thought it was hard enough running a business and making my own content and literally doing everything to keep a business going. Then you propel it, and you should be having a kitchen manager. You should have 2 managers and a general manager. You should have people doing X, Y, and Z. And I was still doing stuff. So it was a scramble for the first like 2 weeks to catch up and do the things I needed to do to get in place. So it was a mad dash.
Yeah, be careful. If Keith Lee reviews your place, you're gonna have to change your tax structure.
Yeah. And you know, the social media blow up is just one half of it because the restaurant has to see it through. They need to follow through.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just a mess of 2-star, 1-star Yelp reviews within the next 2 weeks. And unfortunately, I mean, I've been witness to that where several of us have blown up restaurants and they were just not ready and a complete mess. So kudos to you for sticking through all that and getting all the great reviews that you've had. I think the first impression is the most important impression, and yeah, you've done that.
You guys create like a great platform for us. You know what I mean? Like, and of course, I had some things happen, and I do my own content. Like, I don't pay for anything anymore. I don't do any of that. I every day on TikTok, every day on Instagram, things I've learned from you guys. You guys have given me tips, and I take it and I run with it. But you guys have a huge platform of like, so when something does happen like that, and people come, because you got to understand, people are coming from Korea, Australia, Hong Kong, the UK, Ireland,
crazy.
All over, and then all over the US as well. Like, that's a light shined on us, and we have to capitalize on it and do our part on our end, you know, because it's, like you said, it's pretty good. Out of the thousands and thousands of people, I think we've had like 8 or 7 negative reviews, and that's going to happen. Not everyone's going to love our food, because on a Propel level like this, just like you said, they're like loyal followers. Oh, TikTok did this and that, and then there's some people like, he said it was a 10, but it really wasn't a 10.
Sure.
And I'm like, out of like 1,000 people, you're like number 3. So just maybe the cheesecake wasn't for you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So yeah, it's just like what you guys do. I think some people don't realize the magnitude of effect of what it could have, because people show up. You do fine dining. Like, you're not really food truck, mom and pop kind of thing. You do mom and pop stuff here and there, but you're fine dining king of Las Vegas. Right. And people are coming in and be like, I want to try this because Las Vegas Phil said it was good. And see, for me, that kind of stuff is cool. And I get all the people from your videos still to this day, because I ask every person, how did you hear about us, to hear the traction. So it is like a huge platform that you guys have. That's amazing.
The fact that you get people, like getting people to like an $8 burger is easy. You get dudes to go out there on like $150 meals, bro. That shit is crazy to me still to this day. I have blown a month's rent on some of your recommendations, man.
Same. I blew my own money on all that. So yeah, it's been a trip. And then a lot of times, you know, we're just sitting at home in our car or, you know, driving around. We don't know the kind of the reaction that happens. Yeah. So I think that's really cool.
Isn't that the worst part?
Yeah.
Like when you want a video to blow up, like when you really like the place and you're like, get 1 million views, and that's the one that only gets, you know, like 5 or 10,000. And then some place that you're kind of just like whatever about goes crazy, and you're like no offense to Texas Day Brazil, but I went in there and did like a random video with my mom one day, and I was like, I gotta post because whatever, you know, I'm here anyways. And the video went crazy, like 2 million views, and I'm like, I don't want 2 million views for Texas Day Brazil. They didn't earn this shit. That's my least favorite part.
Do you know how long the video that I made that Keith stitched? That was sitting in my drafts for 2 months because I didn't think it was a good video. Out of everything that I made, I was like, bro, the cheesecake doesn't look the best. Like, it's not super presentable. Like, and then I was running behind because you're doing so much running a business. I was like, all right, this one's getting posted today. I don't have nothing made. Like, it is what it is.
Ain't that crazy?
It's the craziest thing how that happens.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Moral of the story: post everything you have. Just post everything. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, stitch yourself.
Stitch your.
That seems to be an amazing
I should do that.
result. One
need
of the
a
things I've learned.
You need a shirt that says "Go stitch yourself."
Go stitch yourself.
I'll buy that shit, bro. You sold me right there.
Yeah, because Keith's numbers were insane already, but then when he stitches himself, you know, those numbers go back to the first post as well, and everything just keeps going.
100%.
It's unbelievable.
Did you see the? Oh, I'm sorry. You had to talk.
Go ahead.
Did you see the video I did on how him and Mr. Beast are the same person?
Yeah.
They're the same exact
Great
person.
take.
The same exact. I used to watch Mr. Beast's video when he first started. It's the same concept. We're like, you're like, this guy can't really be doing this, right? And then it starts to catch on, and you're like, oh my God, this dude's really doing this. It's a beautiful concept. It's a beautiful concept.
The positivity is unbelievable. Just the way he presents himself.
Even if it's a negative review, he doesn't crap all over the restaurant.
But that's an interesting thing as well. I mean, Nevada Brew Works, you know, a few of the restaurants were doing the whole waiting for Keith kind of thing, and Keith went to Nevada Brew Works, and sometimes maybe you don't want what you wished for.
Sure.
That was not a great review. They forgot the chicken in his salad, a bunch of other stuff. So I was curious. I wasn't able to get a hold of anyone there, but I was curious to see what the negative reviews are going to be like moving on, because he's more popular than ever.
They did a good job of taking it on the chin. In fact, every business that he reviews should follow what Nevada Brew Works did, where the owner came out and said, hey, he even sat in a little plastic chair like Keith does.
Yeah, I saw that.
He said, thank you for coming to our restaurant. Like, I know it wasn't perfect for you, but I appreciate it. And if you ever want to come back, there's a free meal on us. That video went crazy. It's probably their biggest video ever because instead of running from it and being like, oh, he gave us a bad review, they took it on the chin and they ran with it. And people still, I went by Nevada Brew Works yesterday. They're still packed. They're still packed.
That's true. Damn. Moving forward, say if you do, say a big influencer does post about you, would you want some sort of an idea of when it's coming, some timing first, or
Not anymore.
not anymore? You don't.
I'm prepared to the max. You can bring
Okay.
whatever you want to my door. We're totally prepared. But I learned my lesson. Like, you know what I mean? You don't understand. I have anxiety because I actually truly care. Like, so I care about the experience, right? Like,
That's
people
fact.
are gonna come spend money. Like, if I'm gonna talk shit and say that I'm gonna change the game of drive-through and we're gonna be in the same conversation as Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out within a decade, that means I have to bring the best. We have to be on top of it. It's the same with
So
like reviews,
exciting.
like how I reply to reviews is exactly just like
100%.
that. Yeah. So
But you've been that place.
please make all the videos you want. Come on by.
Yeah, go try the green chili burrito. That was my favorite thing last time with the smoked.
No,
chicken.
it's the cutty juice, bro.
Yeah.
You ever fuck with the cutty juice? No. Oh, pork can. We'll talk about the cutty juice is fire. The cutty juice is fire.
All right.
I almost said something I was supposed to say.
One kind of interesting question would be, and I wish I asked all the restaurants I talked to, but had you known all this stuff was going to happen from an influencer coming in, blowing it up, lines out the door, I mean, how much, like, if say you go back to 3 months ago, how much would not maybe you, but how much would a restaurant have paid for someone for that kind of press, that kind of traffic?
No one could afford that outside of McDonald's.
Right?
No one could afford it. The video he did went global, not just like, imagine running an ad in front of every single 20 million people, but like over and over and over again. You couldn't pay for that kind of ad spend.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay for it because if I see a commercial, I don't trust it. But if I see a TikTok video from a random guy talking like this, I'm believing it. There's a trust capital that comes with it. You couldn't have paid for that.
It was the perfect storm of what it was, because think about it. If you look at so many pages, you can tell they're corporate pages. You can tell. So with his TikToks, we had a genuine interaction, me and him, because at one point I picked up who he was, and I'm still interacting with all the other guests and whatnot. I'm just being myself. We had a good, genuine interaction. So when that went from there, then he's doing his video, and that authenticity of what happened in that interaction gets played off into the video.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, I think that makes a huge difference, because just like you doing this podcast, people get to see a different side of you, because people know who the fuck Las Vegas Phil is for sure. The way you do videos, you get to see it like that. Talia's changing, like doing content that all these other influencers are not doing, or they're starting to copy her a little bit. Yeah. It's like, it makes a difference of like feeling that connection. So that's why I'm saying it's a perfect storm, where like if they did pay for it, I don't know if it would do as well if it seems as genuine. But if you could, yeah, if
you knew the results,
it would be expensive.
He did the Chipotle thing, and a bunch of people liked it because it was good to see one of our own kind of like in a national brand, right? But on the same hand, it didn't feel as genuine as the stuff he did, right? It didn't have that same feeling of him walking into Chipotle and having like a custom order. So like you said perfectly, it's the authenticity of his videos that makes it. There's no value. There's literally no price you could put on how much people believe in what he's doing. No amount of money.
Incredible. And now the Mr. Beast thing, which is insane. Add on to everything that's been going on with him, the whole thing about featuring a Vegas restaurant, rating it on camera, to me is fucking wild. Like, how are you gonna choose just one? What kind of people are coming at him after this is happening now? Sure. I can't even imagine.
Whatever business they do is going to go, like, because take Keith Lee's audience and times it by, I don't know, 10, 20. That's Mr. Beast's audience, right? Like, whatever company they review, whoever it is, they're going to become the biggest restaurant in the city for the next, 5-6 months in a row?
Yeah,
like overnight.
It's basically Shark Tank.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. But whereas, you watch Shark Tank? Are you like a fan?
Yeah.
Some of that, it's staged. Some of it's corporate. This is, little kids are going to watch this video. 12-year-olds are going to tell their mom and dad, I got to go to this restaurant, right? Like, it's going to bring a level of publicity you literally couldn't pay money for.
Yeah. My money's actually on Calabash to win. I feel like this is a
I hope
foregone
it's
conclusion.
Calabash. I hope
No
it's
offense.
Calabash.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's just, their brand, what they're all about, small business. I mean, nobody's eaten Senegalese, Gambian cuisine
That's
for the most part, and I think it'd be an amazing spot.
That's the part. If they can get millions of people to look on African food in Vegas, that would bring me more joy than you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Like no one outside of, like, let's be real, there's a certain crowd going to Calabash, and if they could open that cuisine, that style, that culture up to everybody, oh my God, that'd be straight happiness.
Yeah. Mr. Beast just eating oxtail with Keith.
Watching Mr. Beast eat fufu with his hands would, bro,
I
that
know,
shit
it would be amazing.
would be amazing, man.
But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming in to talk about this. Because Keith couldn't be on, I just wanted people that had a great take or were impacted by the business to be here and do this. Yeah. So thanks.
Thank you always,
Thanks for having
man.
me.
Thank you for always having us, man.
For sure.
Thank you,
right.
Phil.
So up next in the studio, we got Aroma Latin American Cocina in Henderson. Yasser, who's here. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having us, bro.
Yeah. And we got Paul Ryu here, who's also, the man of Jump.
Yay.
And we both have been to Aroma several times.
Several times.
And I got to say, the food has always been stellar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in a
Even
lot of ways. Oh,
Way before this happened,
Yeah.
yeah.
we went there and it was great. So
Yeah, and shout out to Chef Steve Kessler, for being the wizard that he is.
Yes.
Creating all that food.
Amazing chef.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the backbone of that, that business. He created the entire menu. Couldn't be here today just because, we need somebody at the restaurant, obviously.
You guys are busy.
Yeah, we're being crazy busy, man. I mean, it's been 7 weeks nonstop.
So 7 weeks ago was obviously when Keith first posted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he came on like December 3rd, 4th, somewhere around there. And then it didn't stop.
And you didn't know who he was.
No,
You guys know?
actually, it caught me by surprise because actually how it happened was my daughter sent an email. So my daughter has been following this guy for a while. I didn't know anything about it. So she sent an email, and then that was on a Friday, I believe, and then on Saturday he came. So I was.
Your daughter sent the email
Yeah,
to
she
Keith.
sent an email to
Okay.
him saying, my dad has a Guatemalan restaurant. You should try it. That's what the email said. So on Saturday, I'm doing this. I'm doing
24 hours
something.
in one day.
24 hours. I'm doing something, and then my whole family is just texting me. It's like, have you seen this? And I'm like, no. And they're like, it was like 5 hours, like 1 million views already. It was like, what is going on, right? Because I never heard of this guy before, Yeah, dude. So that happened on Saturday, and then Sunday, boom, like nonstop, 40-minute wait all day long. So it was like nonstop. We're closed on Mondays, and then Steve and I is like, what's going on, right? So we went and we keep going, seeing the video and whatnot, and then it's like 3 million views, 4 million views, 5 million views, and we're like, okay. I'm like, Steve, we need to get ready,
Right.
So.
oh wait, nothing's happening yet.
No, we're busy.
Overnight.
So overnight we started, like on Sunday. It was an extremely busy day, more than normal. So it really caught us off guard because we're a small place, obviously. So we don't have the space, we don't have the storage and this and that. But so Sunday I told Steve, I said, listen, we're gonna bring extra people on Tuesday just in case, right? And right off the back, 11 o'clock, we have a line out the door. So, we're like, oh my God, this is really gonna happen, Like we went viral. We got like, I think by Tuesday there was already like 11 million views on the segment that he did. Mm-hmm. And so I told Steve, I'm like, listen, we gotta get ready. This is not gonna stop. We gotta get ready. And right after, it happened just like the way we thought it was gonna happen. Starting Tuesday, boom, all day long, we had to wait. Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, same thing. So we're like, oh, okay. Like we
Now
made
hiring.
it, so
Yeah.
so it was great, So what happened was, so he, how he does the rating and whatnot. So he gave us 110, and then he gave us like a 9.6 on the menu that he tried. So on Wednesday, I'm sitting at home after a long day. It was like 1:00 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm just gonna send an email to this guy, just saying thank you. And I did. I personally sent an email saying, listen, my daughter sent you an email. Now I want to personally say thank you, blah, 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 blah. And I just explained to him, like, it's been a rough year, We were getting ready to close the doors down because, you guys have been there.
Yep.
The food is amazing. Steve has done an amazing job. His background is so strong. So everything from being a scratch kitchen to the plating, to the presentation, and the flavor profile of every single
It's
dish.
incredible.
He's done an amazing job, and so we always believed in the product. We were just, the location was kind of, So I explained those things to him. I said, listen, the product has always been amazing. We just needed more exposure.
Someone needed to know. Yeah, someone needed to get the word out.
Yeah.
I remember right before this happening talking about how Aroma needs this. You know what I mean? That's that one place that we want it to succeed because it's really good. It's just.
Absolutely. All of you guys have been great. Because you guys have been in there so many times, you have tasted the product. And it'll be a different story if we were in like Times Square or,
For
sure.
Summerlin, somewhere,
understand.
Tivoli Village, But, it's the place that we had and we had to make it work. Like we left everything else to focus on that restaurant and there was no other option. So I said to him, you know what? It was a rough year. We're finally, it feels like we're making it, and I'm grateful. We're grateful. We thank you so much. And dude, the next day he came back again, and he gave us So it's funny because the next day, he came back. I just left the restaurant, I remember, and Steve was just closing down the restaurant, and Steve sent me a picture. And it's like, look who came back. I'm like, dude, this is gonna get wild. Because that same day he did another review and he gave us another 9.8 and another 10 on the ribs, the short ribs with the mole. That dish is just amazing. So that's all it took, man. It's been an amazing ride, obviously. So we're grateful for it. It's one of those things where like you work so hard for something and it's finally coming along. It's like. It was a rough year, but all of you guys have been a part of it. Obviously, Kid is the one that gave like that one final push. But it's been an amazing ride for sure.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Have you had to like change operations and scale up a little bit?
Oh,
because
yeah.
of it? And what was that like?
So we changed things right off the back. The first week we were busy. So because our kitchen is an open kitchen. We wanted the people to see what we were doing. It gives us a sense of keeping the standards high. With the cleanliness organization and whatnot. And but operational wise, we had it structured in a certain way to do certain capacity of food.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to restructure the whole kitchen. Because I've been in the food truck industry for 25 years. I was a corporate chef for a while, and Steve obviously he has all that fine dining experience, and we had to structure it more like a real restaurant in a sense. You know what I mean? Like we now have stations. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we have the pantry station, the hot station, the dessert station. Because now we have the volume and we have to have people in the right places. Because that's one of the things, and Keith talks about it all the time. Like it comes with a lot of responsibility. You get people in the door, but now you have the responsibility to deliver the same product that we were doing when we were slow. And that's the key part, because now that we have the fluent traffic coming in, we have to make sure that every single person that comes in gets the same experience as, when we're getting 3-4 tables during the day. You know what I mean? And it's been great because if you look at us, Yelp, for example, now we have 125 reviews that are 5 stars. So we went from 50 to 125. So we're not compromising the product. We just had to restructure the operation to make it more, to make it better for everybody who works there now. Yeah.
So 7 weeks in, you'd still say the business is still been.
Yeah. It's been, this week is probably one of the first weeks that we're kind of slowing down, but, it's lower than. I mean, we're not,
You're slowing it down. It was like a great day
yeah,
2 months ago.
Exactly. I mean, it's funny because Steve and I sit down yesterday. We do our weekly meetings. Because you have to. And he says, "Dude, we're still busy, but it feels like nothing."
Right.
And I'm like, "That's a good thing, because now we're getting into the thing of like producing and keeping the quality the same. And it's like this is exactly what we want, because the long run, what we want is a full sit-down restaurant with bar and everything. So we're just, we're taking those steps, and I think obviously every step is going to help us get there. But yeah, I mean, we're slower, but we're still doing a lot more than what we were doing.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's really all the credit to how long the TikTok posts last versus an IG post. A lot of times, there's a lot more legs on a TikTok post. It can go on and on for months and months. Where IG, it's a lot rarer, more rare that
Yeah,
happens.
like it doesn't stick the same way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 1 week, 2 weeks tops.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of goes away.
Yeah.
Where TikTok kind of.
I mean, think about it too, though. I mean, this guy has grown from when he did the review on us, he had 3 million followers. He has 9.1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all those 6 million people that came into his page are still going down all the trends, seeing what, restaurants, because we're still getting a lot of business from him.
Yeah. By the time this episode comes out, he'll probably have 10 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty sure that
insane.
that is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think he's at 9.4 right now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just much. I mean, his posts are must watch TV now every night
It's
when
crazy.
they come out.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is
And the
just
length,
amazing.
and that it's a long format.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, that's
yeah.
that's another interesting thing on TikTok, right? It's like he does long format, and I love how it comes up as 0959 whenever he says.
Oh, I know when he
zero-
does the
zero
scaling.
cent.
Yeah.
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 Like, okay.
Yeah, he keep it fresh. You know what I mean? Like the way he does things is just, it's so genuine and because even the second time he came around, we're like, I wasn't there, but my sister was the server. And she's like, no, you're not paying. And he's like, no, we're paying.
He
And
said
she's
that
like, yeah,
in his
we're not,
post.
so she had to take the square reader to the back because he wanted to pay so bad. Because I think that's one of the essence of this whole thing, the way he does things, right? So he doesn't feel compromised to give you a good score. I mean, he really want to assess how the food is, how the service is, so.
And that's why he's a real food critic.
Exactly.
Unlike us. In
Right.
a lot of ways.
I know, yeah.
And I think
Well-
that's the integrity of the brand, right? That's the integrity of his
Exactly.
promise.
The
is that-
fact that he paid and went through everything in an honest way, it's like how a food reviewer 30 or 40 years ago in a newspaper,
Used to do it.
posted
Absolutely.
something and then the restaurant will be booked for 3 months.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And that's rare, a lot more rare to find now. Dave Portnoy, Keith Lee, to me, are real food critics because
Absolutely.
they don't give a shit about what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. So, go ahead.
There's a little difference between a place not knowing who that person is coming in and like now when you become even a food critic, it got to a point where they knew, although they would like reserve their under a fictitious name. Remember that?
Yeah.
They would do that.
Yeah.
But they knew those fictitious names and they somehow figured out they'd see people were coming in and they were kind of prepared with that Bordeaux.
Right.
Or stuff
Yeah.
like that. So like it's interesting to see how a person grows from when a restaurant did not know who they were when they first went in and paid for that and
Yeah.
did the review versus now Keith is so
He's in
famous
costume.
that
He was
now
in
he has to
costume
be in
when he got the
costumes or
food truck.
like Portnoy when he goes in now people know and they take photos with him and stuff like that.
insane.
So what's where's there a little bit of but it's just interesting to watch, right? The whole thing.
Yeah. One of Emmy Caston, who's a big editor, food editor in town, told me in the beginning when I started writing articles for her, like, you got to cut through and figure out what's real and what's bullshit because they're going to feed you a ton of bullshit
Yeah.
that you don't even know if you're having a genuine customer experience.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But so far, he hasn't had a problem. The costume looks pretty good.
No, I think, he's been using that costume
Right.
going to new
Pretty
places.
soon he'll
Yeah,
be in
'cause everybody,
drag.
I mean, he's all over the place,
Yeah.
so
He's
everybody
drag.
knows him now.
great.
Yeah,
That's
even his boys, I'm sure, like, they know.
Or have somebody
We'll
else
go.
goes in and get the
Yeah.
food. But he'll have to experience the customer service, right? So
Right.
that's great. This is great. This is gonna get interesting.
It is. I mean, this whole new thing with Mr. Beast, the way he's doing, I mean, that's huge. But, I think for us, in my perspective as a business owner, it just gives me more credibility because we didn't know he was coming. You know what I mean? So we're just making sure that we're captivating every single customer that comes in the door we're giving them that quality of food that they deserve for the dollar amount they're spending at the restaurant, you know? Because ultimately, that's what we're trying to do nowadays, you know? When Steve and I created this restaurant, we wanted to go back to the basics, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't want to be just another restaurant. We wanted to be, you know, going back to doing everything from scratch. I mean, 90% of the stuff in the restaurant is made from scratch. I mean, except for like the tortillas and the bread and stuff like that. But then other than that, all the sauces, everything is made from scratch. And
it shows. You
Yeah.
can tell the quality right away.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, so when he comes and does a review and generally, you know, we don't know anything about it, that's like, okay, then we're doing something right, you know? So, yeah, we're excited, man. We're excited to see what's going to happen next. That's the big, you know, question mark, like what's next, you know? Because, you know, we want to grow. That's what we want to do, you know? We want to grow. We want to continue to make great food and, you know. And
Hopefully
just-
open a Southwest location.
Yeah. I mean, I tell me about it, man.
Right
I
by my
live-
house.
Yeah.
Right by my house.
I live right off Fort Apache and Blue Diamond.
All right.
Yeah, so I seen that, you know, I've been there for 15 years, you know, so I seen that Blue Diamond area grows so much.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy, you know. So I'm like, I need to be in here somewhere. That's what I need to be. But you know, I mean, you know, when we opened up our restaurant, I mean, we did it with our own money, so we didn't have the budget to go to a, you know, like a prime location. But it's coming along, you know, like all that hard work is coming along, and it'll come eventually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yasser, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing
Appreciate
your story.
you, man. Thanks so much.
Appreciate
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
go to Aroma if you haven't been. Northwick, Green Valley Parkway. Amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, one of the best parts about this episode has been talking to owners whose Keith posts have really kind of blown up, but not like these guys weren't, you know, busy already before.
Right.
I'm here with Sonny and Chef Grub from
Hi.
Bleu Kitchen.
Yo.
Chicken. If you guys haven't been before, go up to West Cheyenne Ave and check them out. The food's delicious. If I lived closer, I'd probably be at least 15 pounds heavier.
Definitely.
So
We get that a lot.
yeah, thanks for coming on the show.
No problem.
Thanks for having
Really
us.
appreciate being here. So what has it been like since Keith posted? I mean, it was kind of early on when the huge kind of swing happened for him. I mean,
Right,
he's
yeah.
only at 3 million or 2 million or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right,
and now
right.
he's at almost
But
like
even that was
10.
huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of talk to me about what happened before and after.
Before it's always been consistent, especially you know, during spring and summer when you have all these events, so people come from everywhere because we have a large following. So those weekends when we have events is always busy. But after he posted it,
We just started getting like random tags. Like
Yeah.
we had never heard of them. We've been trying to get into TikTok. It's kind of hard. So it's like TikTok really isn't our thing. But everybody just kind of started tagging us, and we was just like, what the heck? And then like literally the next day, I think we ran out of oxtails.
yeah,
Has that ever happened before?
No.
Okay.
Like I
We
think
usually
people
stay
were,
stocked up, but-
yeah, they were like still getting used to the whole oxtail garlic noodle thing. So you know, we would just go through probably like 2 cases a week. But I think that week we had to buy like
we bought about
we was at Restaurant
20
Depot. I
cases.
mean, U.S. Foods. We had to do will call. Like
Yeah.
our normal delivery days wasn't enough. Like we had to keep going up there to get oxtails.
I remember the first week we went through about 600 to 800 pounds
Yeah,
of oxtails.
it was that
Amazing.
massive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and wings.
Yeah.
Because you know, of course, they want to buy what he tasted.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went through a lot of them. He definitely brought our numbers up.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people were kind of saying it's almost like all the Vegas foodies posted the same restaurant at the same time times 100.
That's
And
what
that's
it
kind of
seemed like.
what it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
So did you know when he walked in? Did you see him?
No.
Wow.
We wasn't there. Our managers and the
Wasn't
chefs
we?
were there.
We were out of town.
Yeah, we were out of town.
We were in Hawaii for my birthday actually, and then when we got back, that's when we started seeing all the tags and stuff, and then like it just kept coming. Like people are still tagging us because you know that new challenge that he's doing right now. Like
Oh, the Mr. Beast thing's gonna be.
yeah,
Yeah,
people are
that's
still
gonna be
tagging us, so it's just like. It helped a lot, definitely. I'm not gonna lie.
Has your view as a restaurant owner, has your view of TikTok changed?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but it's just like, I can't do another app.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot
I
of
can't
work.
do another app. I would have to hire somebody to do it.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of time. I don't have too much time. We have 3 restaurants and stuff, so it's just
LA.
in LA. So it's like I don't have time to make TikTok dances in my restaurant and stuff.
Although that would go viral, let me tell you.
Definitely. It's definitely a full-time job though. But like I'm trying, like, because I work like with a lot of food bloggers already, like Foodie Mob in LA and stuff. So like, he be like giving me little hacks and stuff, but I can't get into TikTok, but I'm trying. I'm gonna get there.
So at this point, you're handling the social yourself right now. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Except for
why-
LA.
Yeah,
Foodie Mob
that
handles
Foodie
it.
yeah,
Mob
Foodie Mob
handles
does LA for the Court Cafe.
Yeah, does an amazing job.
Yeah, we've been doing business with him. Like 3 years almost? It's been like 3 years we've been doing business with him. So, I've learned over the years little tricks and stuff. But it's just like TikTok is just one of those things where it's just a quick little viral moment, So
It's different because this is like all the food bloggers. I look at this is your job. This is what you do. People pay you good. We don't do that, so it's hard to just sit there and really get into it and learn all the ins and outs to it. I'd rather
You're
just
busy enough as it is.
I'd rather just hire one of you guys.
yeah, definitely. Look, I'll be calling you soon, Phil.
All right, awesome.
For Court Cafe.
Yeah, our new restaurant.
What is the future of Bleu Kitchen?
We it's more than Bleu Kitchen. My brother Taco Mel and we came up with Court Cafe, our brunch restaurant, and it's doing really good. Like
In LA.
In LA, so we're bringing that out here.
We just had our inspection today for Vegas.
Yeah.
So we're shooting for that grand opening February 18th. For Court Cafe.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Where's the location going to be?
Flamingo
It's
and
1040 East Flamingo.
what's it like?
Yeah, Flamingo and Maryland Parkway.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be real nice.
So,
Congrats.
I have an invite for you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely gotta do a media
I'll definitely
day.
be there.
Right.
And then, since then, are you still getting people coming in from here? Okay.
Like
It's our number one.
I just checked the numbers for December. We grossed about 10K just on oxtails for the month of December. So
What was your highest month before oxtail? Before that for oxtail?
oxtails was like, everybody don't really eat oxtails, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, he really did put it on the
I
map.
think it was about 3,000 to 4,000 a month just on
Yeah.
oxtails, but now
it's our top item.
it's our top item.
Phenomenal. And you have a lot of amazing items.
Yeah.
That's really saying something.
Like when you watch his review, like a lot of people probably never thought of oxtails over garlic noodles. So it's just like now when people come in, it's like that's what they want. And then I noticed a lot of people are ordering it dine in and they're taking it to go too.
go,
Like
yeah.
give me a round for to go too.
Yeah.
So it's just
Wow.
it's still our top item right now.
Yeah.
So
Phenomenal.
it definitely did wonders for us, and it's good because that's the dish that we wanted to be popular because it was
Yeah.
so different and unique, on the menu. So it's going really good.
And that's good. Keith Lee is he's definitely saving a lot of businesses. I've seen the pizza guy.
Frankincense.
Yeah. That was nice. That was nice because stuff like that helps. Now, the goal is when that happens to make sure your food is good so they'll come back because trendy foods they die down. It's like
Right.
one guy posts them, you'll have a good week, then it'll go back to normal. So
That's why I like the challenge that he's doing now, because he's looking for new stuff, but then he's like, I might come back to your spot if I've already been there. So it's just like, and the fact that he doesn't want the special treatment, just like treat me like a regular customer. Like I like that about him because when as restaurant owners, when we know certain people are coming to the restaurant, we go, hey, treat them nice. But I like the fact that he just wants to sincerely give a good food review, instead of the special treatment. So that's dope too.
And it's resonated so much with everybody because it's so genuine. It's so
Right.
real.
and it's good someone that big is out here in Vegas. like anywhere else.
Never happened. Never happened before. Never existed. It's gonna be really interesting to see his journey in the next year. Or what's gonna happen? You know, when the Mr. Beast video finally does come up. I mean, that's gonna be a whole different level.
Yeah, because he's the #1 YouTuber. So
Yeah.
yeah, Mr. Beast, that's gonna be big.
Yeah. Really exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Thanks, guys, for coming out here. I really appreciate you
problem,
taking the
no
time out. I
problem.
know you guys are super busy. Go visit Bleu Kitchen Garlic Noodle Bar
Yes.
over on 7450 West Cheyenne.
Yes.
They're closed Mondays, but it's awesome.
Stay
Yes.
open late on the weekends. Come check us out.
All right. Very cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that episode was a trip, talking to all these different people and where they came from, humble beginnings, and to see all the success that they've had because of Keith has been incredible. I'm going to leave this episode with 2 audio interviews that I did. One was with Ulay at Calabash, who actually had never seen Keith's TikToks yet. Only her daughter told her what was happening, and then that's why they've been selling oxtail like crazy since then. So before we did the interview, I actually sat with her and watched it with her the first time she ever saw it. And it was really cool to see her reaction to the whole thing because Keith has posted on Calabash maybe like 3 times. And I also wanted to thank Chef O from House of Dutch Pot, which is a great jerk chicken place over on Durango. I actually had never met him before, so we watched the video together as well. And he had some really cool insight as to what's happened since Keith went to the restaurant. But thanks for listening to all this. Keith, did you ever check this out or anything, please DM us. We'd love to have you on, maybe for a future episode. I know you're probably too big time for this, but whatever. I shot my shot. Anyways, thanks for listening. Till next week. See ya. Okay, this is Phil. I'm here at House of Dutch Pot, and I'm here with...
Chef O, owner and chef at House of Dutch Pot.
Awesome. So we just watched Keith's TikTok,
Yes, we did.
and so he posted that maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
what has it been since? What's it been like since he posted that?
Okay, I ran out of beef patties a few times because we didn't expect so much beef patties. Curry chicken was already a top seller, but it's moving a lot more. So now I used to do maybe like 5 cases a week. Now I'm up to like 9. Yeah, and jerk chicken been going pretty good. So it's been a good uplifting spirit. A lot more people knowing about us. In this restaurant, we always ask each customers out there about us. And a few people have been saying, we saw you on TikTok on Keely. So even people that doesn't live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I've heard that. So people from like Phoenix or Utah have been coming into Las Vegas
Yes.
to check out the places that he's posted, which is amazing.
And I happened to meet with the guy for the pizza that in Restaurant Depot last week.
Oh, you met the Frankincense guy?
Yes, and he just said, "How you doing?" I was just like, "Okay, I'm good." And he was like, "You in the restaurant?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he said, "How your restaurant doing?" I said, "He says on TikTok." I was like, "Yeah, TikTok just came in my restaurant too named Keith Lee," and he just took out his phone. He was like, "I'm at 8.5 million. I got to be closing the door early." So he's doing something great for Las Vegas right now.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like he's almost like a food angel that decides to come to a place. And he seemed to come to your place just randomly. Right?
Randomly. And so I wasn't here at the time. I was doing a private event. And then when I saw a lot of people just started sending me like, "You on TikTok? It's going crazy. It's going crazy, over 1 million views." I'm like, "What?" And I saw him. So I messaged him telling him thank you for coming in. And I offered to bring him in his family because I got a kids menu also. But he hasn't replied yet. But as you said, he's super busy.
Yeah, I think he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
It's tough to go through thousands of emails like he's going through now.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts on, him or social media just in general?
All I got to say, if you're a business owner, man, you got to reach out to guys like Keith Lee and so forth, because these people really put your business out there on a different platform. Like they give eyes that wasn't seen, ears that wasn't hearing before. And it's just for you to capitalize on this kind of stuff, because what he's doing, some people probably charge thousands of dollars, and he's actually coming in, spending money, and actually putting out your business out there for you. So may God bless him and let his blessing multiply, because as I said, what he's doing for this, and he's doing it for small business. That's the good part about it. He has all these followers. He could go to any one of these top restaurants, but instead he just believes in a small business, and he's doing it and he's reaching a lot of people. Because me and the guy from Frankenstein, I got his number, he got mine. We communicate every day now, and that's, you could say, quote unquote, through Keith Lee that happened. So he's not only building customers, he's actually bonding people together from all different races.
That's amazing.
Beautiful.
That's so cool. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing your time.
No problem, my guy, anytime, man.
Okay, we're here at Calabash, and this is Phil. I'm here with.
Olay, Cisse Fisher of Clavas.
Yeah, so we just watched both of Keith's videos on Calabash, and this is actually maybe the first time you've seen them full from beginning to end.
Yes.
And what is
Oh
it
my
like for you?
gosh, this is amazing. It brings me right now. I want to cry. Like I am super happy and excited that people are liking the food, and especially him. I don't know him. I've seen him here, but I didn't know who he was. So making a video like this that he's enjoying my food with his family, his beautiful family, that just brings joy in my heart. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gotten thousands of likes, millions of views on both of those posts, and he rarely posts restaurants twice in such a short span. What has been the reaction like for your business since the post?
Before he came here, Igusi was my best seller, like by far. But since he left, I'm cooking oxtail nonstop. People are coming from out of state, from Utah, Arizona, California, and they keep mentioning his name, and they keep showing me little clips of the video. That's why they're here. So I think my business has grown at least 35% since he came here.
Incredible.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
As a small business owner, as an unknown food like African food, a lot of people don't know African food. We just introducing, I'm trying to introduce people to our culture through food, and having somebody like Keith, and you feel also exposing us. We cannot be out there reaching out to customers. You guys are doing, we cannot thank you guys enough. It's a blessing. Thank you.
When the product is this good, when the food's this good, I mean, people gotta know about it. And I believe you're the only Senegalese Gambian restaurant in town.
Yes, I'm the only Senegalese Gambian restaurant. I think I'm the only non-Nigerian, non-Ethiopian African restaurant. And my food covers most African countries because I think Gambia and Senegal's food is more diverse. It's easier for most people. A lot of West African, East African people see themselves in my food. So that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Phenomenal. Okay, thanks for sharing the story.
Thank you so much, Phil. I really appreciate you coming.
Thanks for tuning in to the Las Vegas Phil podcast. For more information about me and where I've been dining recently, check out my IG and TikTok at Las Vegas Phil. Feel free to text or leave me a voicemail about anything you want, 702-551-4445. Stay tuned as a new episode of the show debuts every Monday morning.